My name is Stephanie. I'm a Surgeon Lieutenant in the Royal Navy. My role is a medical officer, and at the moment I work at HMS Collingwood. Before I joined the Navy, I worked in the NHS for 2 years as a doctor. I did my first 2 years as a doctor and realised that I wanted a bit more out of life, and I wasn't getting the most out of my job that I thought I could. I didn't think that there was enough time to do the things I liked, which were travelling and playing sport and do my job at the same time. So I started to look for other options of how I could combine the three together. And the military was the obvious option for me. I looked at the three services, the Navy, the Air Force and the Army, and I felt that the Navy offered the best thing for doctors. My role at the moment, I'm known as a General Duties Medical Officer, and I could be put to sea at any time. It's a short amount of time, it lasts for 3 years, and at the moment I'm just on a shore base, HMS Collingwood, working as a GP almost, but previously I've been on ships and done ship deployments. My first operation, I was on HMS Cornwall and we went out to the Gulf of Aden and we did some pirate hunting, and I was away for 5-6 months on that. After Cornwall, I then went and joined HMS Manchester and we went out for 7 months to the Caribbean, chasing drug runners around and trying to help out in case of humanitarian crisis, hurricanes and that kind of thing. I enjoy how dynamic my role is. When I'm at sea, I'm not just a doctor, I'm an officer. And there's only a small amount of the things that I do every day that actually relate to medicine. I get to do all sorts of things on board. I run the entertainment committee. I was involved in making deployment books and editing that. I was involved in the physical side of things, the fitness side of things, getting people up to full fitness. Also, as a doctor on ship, you're not just looking after their health as a GP, but you're doing many other things. You're training them to how to be first aiders, because everybody on board has to be able to look after somebody if they get injured. I think the difficulty in my role is at such a sort of junior part of my career that a lot of responsibility is forced upon you when you go on to sea on your own. I was looking after a ship's company of about 300 people and I was the only doctor on board. I did have a medic to help me out. That's quite a lot of people to look after when you're only a junior. And also the fact that you're miles away from home, in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the sea. So there's quite a lot of responsibility forced upon you. I do a lot of sport. I've played football all my life, and as soon as I joined the Navy I decided that I wanted to play football. So I'm on the Navy football team. So I get a lot of time away from work to do that because it's known as duty sport, which is good. I'm also a Navy snowboarder, so this year I've been away for 4 weeks snowboarding and competing against the Army and the RAF in the inter-service champs. And currently I'm training to be on the field gun team at Collingwood, and you work as a team and it's a big, massive challenge. It's a really good thing to get involved in, so hopefully I'll be able to do that as well this year. Over the next few years, when I finish my time as a General Duties Medical Officer, I will then apply to specialise, and whether that be in surgery, general practice, medicine, whatever that may be. I would then go back into the NHS to do that training, train up to be a consultant, and then I'd still be in the Navy, and after that could potentially deploy as a consultant in that speciality.